I'm Anne Stirling Hastings. I'm a psychologist in Camarillo, and I'm the author of 4 books on sexual healing, 1 book on shame, and 1 book called Create New Love: How Men and Women Can Prepare for a Lasting Relationship. I have 2 websites, createnewlove.com and annestirlinghastings.com. So I really appreciate something that you and I share, which is not presenting a blank screen to our clients, but really being real with them. And I think that both of our clients appreciate that a lot because they get to be in the room with somebody who is real and present and congruent. And that includes, even when we're having negative feelings towards client, that we will address it. That if we get bored or distracted, that we don't just try to force ourselves to be different, but that we know that this has to do with our relating with that person. And so we figure out how to put that out in a way that it can help them change.
As a therapist, I value the idea of authenticity and realness in the therapeutic relationship. When I seek my own therapist, I strive to find one that can provide that for me. You know, a lot of times, just like you said, you know, they're kind of stoic and that blank kind of slate, which makes it difficult for me to want to engage in them.
Yes. I've had the same kind of experience when I've looked for therapists, when the therapist seems to be just going through the motions. When I say this, she says that, or and so on. I get that I'm not really being seen and appreciated, and so I'm not getting a really transparent reflection of what's going on for me and in the room, and that really helps me know that that's exactly what I need to do for my clients.
And to experience that transparency, I have to be in tune with my emotions. We have these clients that come in and share their, vulnerabilities of emotions and experiences. And as a human and as a therapist, I'm going to have a reaction to that. Yes. So being in tune with my emotions and being able to be congruent with them will be transparent to my client. Therefore, I can be compassionate, not only towards myself, but more importantly to my client.
Yes, compassionate and also witnessing, which is so important to healing. It's like the first step in grief before you can have the emotions of grief. That when we're real, then our clients get to experience that we're really witnessing what's going on for them, which I think is even beyond empathy and compassion.
Yes.
It's like the first step. They get that they're seen.
Mm-hmm. And as therapists, we're trained to really be in tune with our emotions and to own that and to recognize that we're having it, whether it's anger or sadness. And the other side of it is being incongruent with our emotions when we're being defensive. And it's usually things that we haven't really healed within ourselves. And that comes off in the room also.
Yes. And I've come to the place where if I find myself having those kinds of feelings, that I will actually acknowledge that to my client because I know that they're picking it up in some way.
Yes.
And I want them to know that this is my stuff that's showing up. This is not something, it's not yours that I'm responding to here.
Our clients see it, and it's obvious sometimes how we're coming across also. So it's really important that we do bring into the room and have that conversation with them to let them know where we're at and where the therapeutic relationship is.
Yes, and it's much more gratifying as a therapist to operate that way too. Back in the beginning of my therapy days, I was more I'm the perfect person, I'm done and healed, and I'm here to help you. But that's not as gratifying because I then didn't get to have the kind of intimate connection with the person that I get to have now when I'm willing to be as real as I can be and differentiating between what's my stuff and really what is useful for them in their healing.